Alrighty, guys. So it is Chelsie from the Wild Center. I did just try to do this live on our Facebook page, but the connection out here on our trails is not super good. So instead, I'm going to record. That way, you guys get to see everything. So I was telling everybody live that this morning I was walking some of the trails of the Wild Center and I found a bunch of little turtles. And I kind of followed the candy trail of baby turtles to this hole in the ground. And you can see we have a turtle right now trying to emerge from what I would presume is the nest. So this guy is actually a baby snapping turtle, which is one of the two most common species of turtles that you can have here in New York. And he just came out of his egg, which is underground, and now is coming up on land to make his way into the world, which is really, really cool. So snapping turtles are usually in their eggs for about 2 to 3 months. You might see a lot of turtles, snapping turtles, and painted turtles. We'll give him a little boost here because he's trying so hard. You might see a lot of snapping turtles and painted turtles, adults, moving around in the spring. And usually if you see those guys, they are females that are trying to find a place to lay their eggs and make that nest. So you can see right here where this nest is, the ground is pretty soft. So a female turtle will come out of her home, whether that's in water, whether it is, a pond somewhere, and she will start searching for that soft ground because she's actually going to dig out that nest with her hind feet and then deposit her eggs in there. And looking in this nest, you guys can see it's pretty deep. I actually don't know how far down it goes, but I would guess quite a bit. And so she digs that out with her hind feet, deposits the eggs right in there, and then covers it back up. So we usually don't see them much after they've been laid. And a female snapping turtle will usually lay about 20 to 40 eggs. Now this guy might be the last one to leave the nest because I'm not really seeing anyone left in there. Maybe you guys have a better view than me. I've already moved about 15 of these guys from this spot, and I would guess there were more that I didn't see. Now, why would I move them? So, like I said, this is part of the trail system at the Wild Center, and where this nest is actually at a junction of 4 different trails. So, I want to make sure that these little snapping turtles are safe. And normally I like to let animals do their own thing in nature and kind of find their own way. But knowing that these guys are little, they look like rocks, and they could potentially get stepped on as we're about to open here at the Wild Center, I'm just going to move them out of harm's way and direct them away from some of this foot traffic that we're about to get. So we're going to open in about half an hour. And so I want to make sure that these guys are safe. So here you go. You can see, we'll see if we can get the camera to focus on this guy's little face. He's very cute. Perfect. And so if you find a little turtle, there are a few ways to tell if it's just come out of the nest. So do you guys see that little bump right in the middle? So I'll move my finger right there. That is actually a yolk sac. So when baby turtles are in the nest, they're actually in that egg and they are feeding. I'm going to walk carefully here just in case there are any other ones making their way. So when they're in that egg, they're actually making sure that they're getting plenty of nutrients, just like a chicken would in an egg, through yolk. And baby turtles actually have a little bit of a yolk sac that comes out with them. And they'll usually actually survive on that yolk sac here in the Adirondacks throughout their whole first winter. So that tiny amount of food is so nutritious that this guy can probably make sure that he'll be good and won't have to eat a whole ton before next spring. Now, another thing, we'll see if this guy's isn't super obvious, but a lot of baby turtles have what's known as an egg tooth, which is a little white protrusion on the front of their mouth that actually helps them break out of that shell. So it kind of pokes a hole in it and makes sure that they are able to go and explore the world. So I'm going to take this guy. We're a little bit off the trail now near Greenleaf Pond, and you can tell that if he goes that way, there's plenty of space. If he goes that way, there's plenty of space. So he'll have a good chance of surviving here. And so we'll make sure that he's not near the road, and we're going to set him on his way. I think he's pretty ready to go. He's thinking about it. Not quite sure. All right. Well, we will leave that guy alone, but I'm glad that I happened to be walking by and was able to help this little turtle and a bunch of his siblings, and I'm glad that you guys were able to come along on the ride. Keep an eye on the Wild Center social media pages. We always try to share cool stuff we find like this with you guys, and there is plenty to explore outside here in Tupper Lake. So I'll see you next time. Bye!